Good morning, students. Welcome back for the online session of reading class. How are you feeling today? Are you excited to read the next chapter of the book? Well, I'm extremely excited. Let's start the next chapter of the story, A Lamp for Ravan. Selvam has promised to pay him 10 gold coins for just 3 nights of storytelling. And finally, Dhanyamma came to the headlines. Selvam says that this storyteller is very famous. He has sung the Ramayana before our king, His Majesty Raja Chola at Thanjavur. Impressed, the king gave him a gold bracelet, a bag of coins, and a silk shawl. To discuss the news, Raghav and Venkata met later in the day under the banyan tree beside the pond. Heard about the storyteller? Raghav asked. I saw him when he arrived last evening. He is really old, all stooped and white-haired. Will he be able to sing all night long? Well, if he is such a famous man, a Kathakar to our king and all that, what's he doing in our village? Venkata wanted to know. Selvam is rich, you know that. He can afford to pay 10 gold coins for 3 nights of storytelling. And for a Kathakar, that is pretty good money. We have to find a way to go. Venkata thoughtfully chewed on a blade of grass. It starts tonight, doesn't it? Do you think Selvam will invite us? Yes, everyone is invited. Venkata sat up, his eyes wide. Really? And Selvam is feeding everyone prasadam too. Raghav could barely sit still for the rest of the day. He loved the epic tale of the Ramayana, that amazing saga of Rama, the prince of Ayodhya, who was banished to the forest for 14 years with his wife Sita and brother Lakshmana because of his evil stepmother Kaikeyi. Then Ravan, the demon king of Lanka, kidnapped Sita, and the two princes went looking for her, having many adventures on the way. Raghav's favorite part of the story was when they met the monkey god Hanuman, the son of Vayu, or the god of the winds, who flew across the ocean to Lanka in search of Sita. As Raghav had once said to Venkata, if he had been the son of Vayu, the first place he would have visited would have been Ayodhya, where Rama was born, because he thought Rama was quite wonderful. To him, he was such a heroic figure, a brave warrior, a kind and caring king, and a loving son and brother. For Raghav, Lord Rama was a true hero and his favorite, but Venkata liked Hanuman best. His favorite bit of the story was when Hanuman set fire of Lanka. Of course, both he and Raghav just loved the exciting final battle between Rama and his monkey army and Ravan and his demonic Raksha forces. They could listen to that story 100 times and not get bored. And now that a storyteller was going to recite the Ramayana in their village, Raghav, Venkata and Kanti would be there come storm, thunder and lightning or an earthquake. You could be sure of that. As the sun began to set, the whole village trooped towards the temple. They were all wearing their best clothes, the men in crisp white dhotis and kurtas, and the women in their brilliantly colored saris and with flowers in their hair. As they gathered in the temple courtyard, the air was filled with excited murmurs, with everyone looking around and taking in the scene. They all agreed that Selvam had spared no money for the occasion. Woven mats had been laid on the stone floor and rows of earthen lamps lit in the corners. Incense burned in bowls and flower garlands were wrapped around the pillars. Venkata sniffed happily at the mixed aromas of flowers, incense, and burning oil and said it was the smell of festivals. The storyteller, Harihara, was to sit on a small dais with a tall brass lamp set beside it, and he would play a tambura when he sang. He will only perform for 3 nights, Kanti whispered. Then he can't recite the whole Ramayana, can he? I don't want to listen to the story of Sita's Swayamvar again, Venkata muttered. All the Kathakars tell you that one. Well, Deepavali is next week. Do you think we are going to hear the story of the Ravan battle? Raghav wondered aloud hopefully. Oh, that would be so much more fun. Kanti nodded happily. Ravan roaring and Sita weeping, Kumbhakaran snoring, Hanuman jumping, Rama and Lakshmana covering the sky with their flying arrows. Just then, Venkata's uncle, who was sitting in front of them, turned and glared at the children. Shut up, you three! And they stopped their happy Ramayana game. After they had all eaten the prasadam of delicious sweets and fruits, Selvam got up to welcome the storyteller, and to their joy he announced that Harihara would tell them the Yuddha Kanda, the story of the great battle. Finally, Harihara stepped up to the dais and bowed low. Today he was wearing a bright red dhoti, a cream tunic, and a gold and red turban. Raghav looked at the proud figure and thought he appeared very different from the tired old man in the cart. The storyteller sat down and ran his fingers over the strings of the tambura, filling the air with its mellow echoing drone. The three children sat up straight, their eyes wide with anticipation. They were sure this was going to be a great show. Harihara announced he was going to sing and recite the verses from Kambar Ramayana composed by the great Tamil poet Kamban, and he began his story with Raman, Lakshman, Sugriv, and Hanuman standing on the seashore in Rameshwaram, looking across the waters at Lanka. A bridge had to be built across the ocean, but how would they do it? Raghav soon realized that Harihara was truly a great Kathakar, even though he was an old man. Thank you, students. Enjoy your day.